Welcome back, everybody, to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour. Thanks so much for joining us again. Kathy and I are always excited to be back.
We are so excited today. Our latest episode, you have to check it out. We have been having so much fun answering all your questions, chatting with Bachelor Nation favorites. We're just having a blast. How are you doing, Susan,
I'm
today?
doing great. How about you? Actually, it's like chilly here. I can't even believe it. It's June.
You know what? This is why you don't live in the Mid-Atlantic or the Northeast, because summer doesn't exist. It just happens a day or two, and that's it.
I'm really excited about today's guest, though. Finally, right? Finally, we have two very special guests. One is with us right now, and we're waiting on the other one to join us shortly. And it is, let's welcome our golden couple, our very dear friend, Joan, and Chock will be here shortly.
How are you, Joan?
Hi, Joan.
I can't believe we finally got to do this. This took, like 10 months, I think.
I'm telling you.
We have so much we want to talk about with you. But first of all, we're going to ask, even though Chock's not here, how are you two doing? Tell us the scoop, because Chock can't hear us.
Because he'll never hear what I'm saying. We are great. We were just in New York City together on... next week, we're going to the beach for 2 weeks together with my entire family, and then his kids are joining us about halfway through the vacation. Things are great. It's just kind of everything.
What beach do you go to?
What's that?
What beach do you go to? Where are you taking them?
Ocean City, Maryland.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. It's easy. It's only a couple, a few hours from here. Yep.
Yeah.
So wait, are you guys still talking about moving to New York or not? Or not moving, but having a place in New York?
Yeah. In fact, we got re-energized when we were there. We were there last week with my mom and my aunt, who are 93 and 83.
I saw that. Oh, my God.
Oh, my gosh. We had a great time. But we both got really re-energized. We kind of stopped looking a little bit just because life got really busy, and we didn't really want to get a place up there that we weren't going to spend much time in because obviously it's expensive and it's a bit of a trip for him. It's easy for me. I can take a train up there, but he has to hop on a plane to get there. And so we really wanted to make sure we would had the time to really spend and be there. And that seemed to not really be happening. Like, we came off the show and we thought we would have all this time. Like, we would come off the show and we would just...
It was going to be easy. Yeah.
What were we going to do? We wouldn't have anything else to do. And we were so lucky. We got so many other opportunities. We've been at a lot of things with you guys, obviously.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So we got really lucky. But it did, first of all, make it hard for us to even look for a place, because if you're not in New York City, when you're looking for a place in New York City, you miss out on them. They're available for a day or two and then they're gone. And we just never were able to invest like a chunk of time just to go up and hang out and be there if things became available. Right. So we think after like the summer, things will get easier and we'll have that time. So
but your heart's still there. You still want to get a place in New York.
In fact, even more after we now spent more time there, we get more and more comfortable. It's a little bit of an intimidating city, and now both of us feel pretty comfortable there, and we're less focused on one particular area, which we were in the beginning.
You're more open,
we're liking other places a little more. We feel more comfortable in other places. So it's going to be easier, and we're going to have more time, like in September-ish.
I love it. I love it.
So wait, wait. It's September, because you are coming to visit me. Finally, we've got that on the schedule too. Joan and Nancy and Susan, we're gonna descend on Austin, and we're going to. Susan's gonna cook, and I'm
Once.
But I'm serious. It's so exciting you guys are coming. It's going to be so fun.
I so appreciate that invitation. I've never been to Austin. Plus, I would go to like Albuquerque, or I would go to some Iowa or whatever with you guys, just to be with you all, because we have fun wherever we go. But I'm really excited about going.
You're going to love. Have you been to Texas?
One time, my son played in a football game there, so I went to.
Because I lived in Dallas, right outside of Dallas in Arlington for 9 years. I know Texas. Never went to Austin. When I went to Kathy's house, I was like, this is Texas. Joan, it's like here, windy roads, trees, a lake. Like, really?
It's because I live in the hills. Yeah.
But everybody talks about Austin like it's a really young community now, and it's beautiful. It's like the place to be. I feel like.
It is. And I have a good friend who has a fancy boat that's going to take us all out on the lake. I'm going to show you Millionaires Row out on the lake. We're going to have a blast. It's going to be
Joan
fun.
will be looking for a place in Austin now.
I'll be like, no, I'm going to be looking for men for Kathy and Nancy on Millionaires.
Yes, that's
Wow.
right. That's
You know,
right.
Push it overboard.
wait, excuse me. You're making an assumption here, Joan.
What?
I am. Do you have
don't-
somebody?
you
She
don't-
can't tell us.
I'll never tell.
Joan, it's so weird because you look and you see all the girls, like from the show. You're like,
Oh
oh my
my
God, oh my God. I know.
It's
I saw
crazy.
April, Natasha.
Yeah.
I can't
All
wait.
right.
It's been like such a full circle kind of
Yeah,
for you
yeah,
guys, that
yeah.
got to now be part of like another Bachelor franchise.
Yeah.
I
And
mean,
we're
it's-
seeing your men from your show. Like just looking at it was really cool.
And it
Really
might be
cool.
I knew everybody there.
Yeah, you had so there were some cool. I'm just going to say there might have been some fun going on with some of those guys from your show, Joan.
I don't doubt it. They were fun
I
guys.
can't. My lips are sealed though. I'm zipping it. Kathy's zipping her own
Thanks,
lips.
Kathy.
All
I know-
right. Speaking of relationships, I'm going to ask you, Joan.
Yep.
Any wedding updates on you guys? I
My
got to
son's
ask.
getting married this summer, so like I'm focusing on that. And honestly, I just don't feel like planning a wedding right now. We are in a good place. We don't need to have like a wedding certificate to say that we are in a good place.
Right.
And you know what? There's also like a little part of my brain that says, if we get married, then we have to make more of an effort to live in the same place. And we're not ready to do that yet. He has a business that is still needs his attention or he can sell it. And like the end goal is to sell it. But right now it needs his attention. So I would.
You have time. You have plenty of time.
I don't have a biological clock. I'm not having any babies.
Yes,
We
right.
are-
Exactly.
we are
This is the
good.
best part.
I don't need to have a wedding. I mean, one day I'll have a wedding. It's just
If and when you do,
Why-
would you
wait,
want it
did-
to be big or an intimate small?
yeah, I think intimate, small. I've
Yeah.
done big wedding. I've done my kids' big weddings. Like I've
Right.
done big weddings in my life right now that like I could have, I could elope at this point.
Yeah.
I was
yeah.
going to say, at our age, I don't. Honestly, I'm not even sure that wedding is a thing.
You don't even have to. No.
I really don't have to.
You know what? Can I tell you, Joan? I want to tell you, and you need to be honest. Now, it's truth. No one's listening but us. Let's be honest.
Well, you better hope that's not true.
Let's be honest. Why you don't have time to plan a wedding? Do you want me to tell you why?
Because she's planning her sons too.
No, that's not it.
What?
Joan
Do
knows.
tell.
Because
Tell me why.
Joan spends every spare minute cooking recipes and putting them on Instagram and TikTok. And can I just tell you, if I cooked, Joan, which is a big stretch, but if I did, your recipes, I want to bookmark them and save them because they're easy. Like they're not hard to make and they look delicious.
I don't do hard stuff. I would, if I had to cook hard stuff, I just wouldn't cook either. So
Right. So you like the compliment, right? About all the cooking you do?
thank you very much for saying
Great.
that. Yeah,
When you
do.
come in October, bring
You're
those
gonna cook.
recipes.
We just have to give her a list of the ingredients that we'll need.
Joan
Yes.
and I've talked. I am going to do. I just haven't had a chance yet. I am going to be doing a spoof, something everyone can look forward to.
It's going to be so funny.
Yeah, I'm going to
We
do
have
a
a whole
spoof.
plan right now.
We have it all planned. I just haven't had the time to do it yet because I've been taking care of grandchildren and sick friends.
Joan, you and I'll get together and talk and decide what it is we're making.
I know because you know what? I've been watching Got to Get Out. Finally, I've been watching you.
It's so funny.
But I saw you cooking chicken piccata. I'm like, oh, I kind of cook your chicken piccata right now. So can we make that at least?
Oh no!
Yes,
Susan said she'll cook one meal when you guys are here, and I said just send me the grocery list because I can accept. What is that broccoli you were just talking about, Susan?
Broccoli Rob.
Do you know what that is, Joan?
I do, and I don't love broccoli Rob.
Unless it's
never-
made perfectly.
Bitter.
Yes.
It's a
But
little bitter
Wait,
for
I've
me.
never heard of it. She just said she had broccoli rob. I thought you robbed what? I've never heard of it. But
now she's a criminal.
She had
I
veal and
swear.
broccoli rob for lunch, and I had peanut butter crackers. That's about right.
Peanut butter. I had cookies.
Hot days, humid nights, and non-stop plans. All that heat can increase hair shedding, while a packed schedule can add stress, which can impact your hair. Nutrafol's whole bio factors, such as a plant-based, free shipping, promo code CULTURISTAS.
A nicotine pouch opens up the
pill. The first over-the-counter control are over. This is the moment to take
sunscreen and ice cream, and I get
bacterial que ayudan a face and flat trim toothbrush.
Different. Tell us.
What's it like navigating?
Tell us how you're different.
Colgate.com/total. Protege tu salud bucal y be dentist ready.
So, all right. So tell us, we want to know tell us how you're different. Seriously, your experience is so different than what we've experienced, right?
Obviously.
The show. You were the lead, all of it. How are you different? Tell us.
What's it like navigating after the show?
Yeah, it's got to be different. Your life has to be different and getting from A to B.
Yeah, so I think like the big difference, well, first of all, I was only on the other show for 3 episodes, so I didn't get as rich of an experience as you guys really did because you were there, both lasted pretty long.
Yeah.
So like I almost started a little on it was a little newer to me to be in that environment for a long time. And, and I mean, one thing that we probably all know as you are there, the longer you're there, the more comfortable you get and the more animated you get and the more your personality comes out. And I think that was probably the biggest change for me. Like I kind of got to be myself after a little while. I became very comfortable, like with all the cameras and with all the people and navigating it. But I have to tell you, it's a whole lot more work. The hours you work, I remember thinking Gary gets to go home at night and hang out in his hotel room and doesn't have cameras around him when we're on camera.
Not true.
You are working. You are working the entire time. You're doing B-roll all the time. You're doing these things called pickups. I used to think he was at his hotel in that interview room all the time. While everybody is doing their stuff in the house, you're in that little interview room and nobody knows you're there. So it's
work.
It's work. And it's also emotionally more draining because you don't have anybody to talk to. You don't have your family to talk to, which obviously when you're a contestant, you also don't have your family to talk to, but you have each other.
Yeah.
And you have other people around you. It's maybe some camera person that you've become, friendly with, or you have other producers. I had only my producer and my handler. And those are the
I would have talked to Carrie.
Carrie Chapman. Oh, yeah. And Gina. So,
listen, Carrie and Gina, who, for those of you who don't know, Carrie is the stylist and he is a miracle man. He's fabulous. And so is Gina.
Person. Yes. Yes. They both are.
But even more than how great he does his job, he was like my psychiatrist. And
that's what I mean. Yes.
Because, he's like one of the few people. So, we know we have producers and producers, they're making a show. We don't have to acknowledge it. It's like a kind of a parallel thing. They're making a show while you're trying to find love and you hope it all ends up at the same.
Right.
But you do have to know that the producers are producing you a little bit. They're not doing it in they're doing it in a way that they are trying to make a good show as well as help you navigate your. And they do it very well, and they did it perfectly for me. I can't complain about anything. My season, I felt like they had my best interest in mind. Right. But to have like a unbiased person listen to how you're feeling that isn't trying to produce you.
Right. It's not like calling us on the phone and saying, guys, I'm feeling this, and this. What do you think? Yeah.
So, but here's the thing, Joan. You were working full time prior to going to being the Golden Bachelorette. And then you did that. And now your life, that's kind of what I was getting at, is how different. I mean, not only you engaged and, found your guy, but your life, and how do you navigate that? I know you're planning your son's wedding and you have children.
Yeah. So I came off the show and I left Tahiti on a Friday and I went to work Monday morning. Like I was ready to just go back into my regular life.
Yeah.
I found out how much press I needed to do. Normally you do about 2 weeks of press. You do a week in New York and a week in LA. I had like 5 weeks of press. So I went and told my boss like what my press schedule was going to be. And he said, you can't work here anymore. He's like, you have to be gone too much. We need somebody here working to like do your job, especially since I worked at a school and fall was hitting. And in fact, it was September. And he's like, I need you here. Yeah. And so I lost my job. Yeah. So I kind of had to replace like all of those hours that I spent doing a job because I like to work. I'm not like a person that's going to go play pickleball for 8 hours or.
Do you still want to work?
I like
She
working.
still is working.
No, I'm saying, but you're not doing the full time,
No.
9 to 5
desk
deal.
job. No, I think I'd like to do something different now, like sitting at a desk at a school, talking to alumni or whatever, or planning events was fun at the time. But I feel like I've gotten a taste of a different world now.
Yeah.
Am intrigued by, and I would love it if something unfolded in this Bachelor arena, or maybe as a a podcast or something different. But I'm still.
Would you want to do it with Chock or by yourself?
I would do it with Chock, certainly, but I do like us to have our separate things still also.
Yeah.
To be honest, like, one day we're going to be spending 24-hour days, 7 days a week together. And I still like having like my things, and I like him having his things.
And you miss him when he's not there. Isn't that a good thing? You get excited about seeing him again.
Both of you have, and you're not with your guys 24/7.
Right.
And how do you feel about that? I know Susan likes it. How do you feel, Joan?
I feel the same way as Susan. I don't think I need to be with somebody 24 hours. So let's say when we're younger, you're raising kids, you're starting
It's a whole different world. Yeah.
You want to have dinner with your family together. So everybody needs to be together. This is a very different life, that we're leading now. And it's surprisingly nice. Like when I want to go and spend an evening with my grandkids or with my kids or with some friends, I don't feel guilty leaving my own home and going my kids or doing the things that are making me happy. I don't feel like, oh my gosh, I'm leaving him home alone like I used to feel with my husband. So this is nice. The freedom, you kind of get the best of both worlds. You see each other. You're really excited when you see each other, miss them. And then when you go home, you have a freedom to do what you want to do without guilt.
Yeah.
I agree.
So we're so glad, Chock, you're able to join us. Let's move into our advice portion of the episode. We're going to kick things off with the question of the day, and we'd love your thoughts. So go ahead, Susan.
Sure.
Give us our question of the day.
Okay. What is something that you loved about being in your golden era? What's something you think young people can look forward to when it comes to aging?
Not letting the little stuff bother you.
Amen.
You've had experience, it's just so much of it's little stuff. You just got to go with the flow and just keep smiling.
That's right. That's
Yeah.
right.
What about you, Joan? I love that, Chock. What about you, Joan?
I think feeling comfortable in your own skin, and that took me a really long time. It took me till probably I was in my golden years, probably till I was 60, to really feel just comfortable with who I am and, where my life is.
Being okay with you, right?
I think, do you think young people don't feel that way? Is that something they can look forward to?
I think so. I think it's hard. I think when you're younger, you accept all the judgment from people. And when you get older, you stop accepting what they think about you. You just have to be good with yourself. So it was hard for me. I don't know, maybe you guys had more self-confidence or.
No, it wasn't until way later in life that I felt that way. You're right.
Yeah, it took me a long time.
I agree.
I would just add, I agree with what both of you said, but I also would say that as you get into your golden years, that you realize, without sounding, macabre, time is of the essence. Like you can't say, I'll do that 20 years from now, we're looking at the clock saying, now's the time. So seize the moment. I hate that expression, but right?
But it's true.
Yeah.
It's true. You don't sweat the small stuff anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Like you have your health right now and you don't know what's coming down the pike. You may live for a bunch of years, but you may not be healthy enough to do things. So
Right.
you gotta
Live.
live in the moment.
But I
Live your
just think
best
when
life.
kids, like we all have young kids, in their 20s and 30s, and our kids say things, we'll do that. We don't have time now. We'll do it in the future, where I think at our age, we do it now because we don't know. There's nothing guaranteed.
Yeah, you're right.
This episode is brought to you by Opel, the first over-the-counter daily birth control pill available in the U.S. I know when you're looking for birth control options, it can feel very overwhelming. Personally, for control.
Time to find what moves you. Learn more at
Help you save on all the things.
Oral health is diagonal total.
what matters. Seize the day.
As you can imagine, just broken. Willing?
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Hi. Now we have one from our fans, okay?
Yeah.
And we like to share some advice with them, whatever you think you want to say. Are you willing?
Let's do it.
Okay.
All right.
Hi, Kathy, Susan. My dad's wife passed away unexpectedly about 2 months ago. They were married for 13 years. He is, as you can imagine, just broken. Kathy, I know you have mentioned that you lost your husband. Do you have any advice I can give to him to help him get through this difficult time? When will it get easier? And when did it get easier for you, Kathy?
Oh, okay. Well, first of all, I don't know who sent this question in, but first and foremost, let me just say I'm so sorry that your dad's wife passed away. I'm sorry for him, and I'm sorry for you. Unexpected death is never easy. So I can imagine how broken your dad is. I would say the biggest piece of advice I could give to your dad is take time. There's no timeline here. Grief will come and go in his life. It'll rear its ugly head when you least expect it. Don't listen to other people when they say, it's been 6 months or 2 months or a year. Live day to day, get through each day. That's enough. Tell him to have grace for himself. Give himself grace because it's going to be a struggle for a while. I would like to say it's easy, but it isn't.
It's never easy.
And so give himself the gift of time and grace, and he doesn't have to meet a timeline. When will it get easier? It'll get easier when it gets easier. Yeah. There'll be tough days. There'll be easier days. I remember when my husband first died, I asked the therapist, my grief therapist, will there ever be a day when I don't cry? And she said, yes, but not today. And so that's what I would say to your dad. It gets easier time never heals. You learn to live with the grief and walk through it and open your heart again to other opportunities. I still miss him every day. I think about him. But I'm also grateful for my life and the opportunities. And Joan, I want to throw it to you because
I was just going to say, Joan,
your husband
you
died.
experienced this as well.
So what would you add to that?
Yeah, I think the smartest thing you said there was give yourself grace. And I think that asking people for advice is actually kind of difficult because everybody does it differently. Yeah. Anybody I've ever talked to, you and I have talked about it, Kathy, and anybody I've talked to, like I say, how did you do it? What did you do? Or how did you feel? And we all feel it differently. And so I would have, really, really bad days where I just couldn't get out of bed, and I would just be like, everybody just leave me alone. I just need this day to feel all the feels. And then sometimes I'd be like, I can't do all the feels today. It's too hard. Right. And I put it on a back burner. Right. But you have to give yourself grace to feel the feels or to have a good day. And
there's no right or wrong.
There's no right or wrong. And that it's not a quick journey. It's probably a journey that you're going to have to go through your entire life. Yeah. I still have bad days sometimes. Father's Day, I went and visited my late husband and my dad who died in the same year. Both those griefs feel differently, but they still take my breath away a little bit when I feel about it. Like when I think about him sometimes I think about him and I have total joy. I had a great life. I had the greatest husband. I had the greatest dad. And, the people I've lost in my life, I feel lucky that they were in my life. But sometimes I think boy, this really sucks not having him here. And I still feel that. And it's been, a bunch of years.
Yeah.
Kathy, you made a statement that time does not heal. And I've always thought that time helps. I mean, more time goes by than, like Joan just said, you start remembering the positive instead of dwelling on the sadness. And I think that's what time would do for you. You don't feel that way?
Oh, time, I don't equate the passage of time with healing. I equate time with my heart, opening up for new opportunities. But as Joan just said, there are still days where
Absolutely.
it's just really hard. So I don't know, Joan, maybe you agree. And Chock, you also
Chock.
lost. You lost Kathy. And so you know what it's like too. And what can you add to this conversation? Because it's tough.
You have pre and post. The post is what we all talk about and what we deal with. And it's, as you have said, it's just each individually. I'm coming up on the 1 year of my mother, July 3rd. I miss her every day. But the pre, I would tell you, is we all know that we're on this earth for a limited amount of time. Enjoy the moments you have with loved ones.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Whether they're healthy or not,
Yeah.
they're directly in your life or it's a phone call, just spend that time and enjoy it. Because when you lose somebody like that, you look back and you go, we had some great times. Should I have spent a little bit more time? You never know, but we deal with that individually.
Yeah. Well, and it's never a contest. I mean, Joan, you lost your husband to pancreatic cancer. Kathy died of cancer as well, Chock?
Yes. Yeah. Glioblastoma.
That's right. Brain cancer. Yeah. And I lost my husband to suicide. And I don't think there's ever a situation where, this one's better than that one.
No.
But I have said this to Susan many times. Susan's divorced. And the only advantage, if that's even the correct word, to a divorce is Susan and her ex-husband can talk. They can say, remember the time when, or I'm really sorry this happened, because while they're divorced, they still are in each other's lives.
But I lost siblings, and they're way younger than me. And you just think about, why did they take him before me? Those questions. But the pain is always there. But I try to think of all the things that made me laugh about them.
Right.
And that happens in time.
Yeah. So the time does change things.
Yes.
So
yes.
Like, to think you're the person that wrote this message. Like, I want them to have hope from this conversation, and there really is hope.
Yes.
The time does make it different. It doesn't take your breath away when you feel it, when you think about your loved one after some time.
Right.
You
Right.
aren't as emotional when you see a picture of them after some time, but it does take time. But
It's only 2 months, she's saying.
There's light at the end of this tunnel, but it's like, just give him grace and just be kind to him. Let him feel.
Just, you know what? I also, I don't know if you guys agree, but I would also say be a good listener, because he's going to want to talk about, or at least I did, some of the good times. Sometimes reliving those times with your loved one that's gone, I don't know, makes them feel closer. And my kids and I would get together and they would tell funny stories about their dad. And, it makes me cry just thinking about him, because those are the memories that you keep in your heart and you always have with you. So it will get easier for your dad. It's just going to take time. It's just going to take some time. It's just going to take time.
And just be there for him. If he wants to cry, let him cry,
Yeah.
And if he wants to celebrate life, then do that as well. But just give him time, like they said. But thank you for...
Feel a little better.
Yeah,
Well, we can't end on these sad notes.
No,
Come on,
let's
Chuck,
think of something.
Chuck, give us
Chuck,
something good
what
here.
do you have? What are you looking forward to this year?
What do you guys have going for this year? The best thing that's going to happen for you two?
Well, we're doing some independent trips. And there's an old saying that you should do a big trip together, a big trip with the family, and then independent trips.
I like
So,
that.
Joan, you want to tell everybody what you're doing?
So I am going on a cruise, a 10-day cruise, Mediterranean cruise, Europe, with Nancy from the Golden Babs.
Yes.
Yay.
Chock was not available. He already had made a vacation plan to go with his son. So I had this opportunity. They said, bring somebody. So I thought, boy, I'd love to be able to do this trip with Nancy. So we're doing this together.
That's
how
great.
fun.
Don't you wish it was all the same one, both of us?
Yeah, I really do.
Man.
I think about that. And I saw the cruise line that you guys are going on.
Yeah.
So the other day for it, and I was,
I know.
That would have been fun. Oh, the four of us on a ship. Oh, that would be some
That'd
trouble.
have been trouble.
And what about you?
that's
What about
the-
you, Chock? What are
How
you
about
doing?
you?
So my son and I, when he graduated, I promised him a trip anywhere he wanted to go. So we're going to go do Africa.
Wow.
And, so we're doing that almost the exact same, mirroring the time that Joan's going to be gone. So we're going to be going. And then when we're done with that, he's going to take another 10 days and go to Asia with my brother.
Oh, wow.
So they do.
I
want to
be your son.
He and my daughter, they've got great lives. So
They
both love traveling.
They're both lovely people too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
So wait, and then the big trip together, you guys are going to Ocean City, Joan was saying.
That's the family trip.
Yeah, that's coming up. And we
together too. Yeah.
we just have one or two people showing up. It's amazing.
Is that the big trip though that you guys have this year? Or do you have another trip?
We just kind of play it by ear. That's really not our big trip. I mean,
That's a family trip.
That's a family trip. So we did Caribbean kind of trips. We did a Mexico and we did a Punta Cana, Dominican Republic already this year. But we don't have we might be to Europe.
Well, honey, we do have a big trip. Yeah, we potentially have Europe, but we have a very, very big trip coming up. You remember this?
Oh, we're going to Disney World.
All 35 of us.
We got, Joe always gives a couple a trip. And they, I thought maybe they would send us back to Tahiti and Bora Bora.
How about Lake Como? I don't know. Wait, let's think about this. Lake Como or breakfast with Mickey Mouse? You pick.
We're taking all of my kids, my grandkids, his kids, all to Disney World.
Oh, that's going to be great.
Wait, are they closing the park for you guys?
Yeah. Oh, no. I know.
I don't think so. But
it'll be fun. And something that they'll remember.
It's a great trip. We're going to be on for 5 days, and it's going to be perfect.
Yes. And honestly, I am so grateful that we got that trip because I love to be able to. I always wanted to do Disney World. It's one of those things I've had planned in my mind that you take your kids to Disney World. It's just something you do. Yeah. And so, we get to do this together with.
You know what? It may not be the glamorous, romantic trip to Italy or the south of France, but your family will never forget it. And Bachelor is all about love, and at Golden, Bachelor is all about family and love. So you know what? It's going to be a great trip. And Disney, it's going to be great. Yeah. It's going to be great.
Wasn't that your
Mickey
first
Mouse
date?
A kiss for me.
Wasn't that the first
Yes,
date?
it was.
Yes, it was.
101. Yes, it was.
Yes, it was.
Yeah.
I remember.
The little princess.
With you guys to Disneyland.
Wait, are you going to Disney World or Disneyland?
Disney World.
Disney World. Yeah.
Very, very different. And it's closer for me. It's right down in Florida.
Yes.
So.
It's going to be so much.
Oh my
Gee,
gosh.
I wish I could. Could I join? That would just make it 36.
Come on, do you really?
No, thank you. I've taken my children multiple times.
I took my son when they were growing up.
Yes, and now it's time for take my grandkids.
Wait, I have to admit, when my kids loved Disney World, we did the thing, that they show where you at Christmas surprise the kids with the tickets.
Yes,
and my kids went bananas. And we did that once as a family. And then when I had my daughter and she got old enough, my husband wanted to take them back. And I looked at him and I said, you know what? Mommy needs a vacation. And he took all 3 kids by himself.
What?
Yes.
Good for him and good for you. Yeah.
Yeah. I told you I was married to a great guy and he had a blast.
Yeah.
He had a blast. He loved it. I was like, great. So did I. I had a bottle of wine and enjoyed myself. And a massage.
Hilarious. I can't imagine a father there with 3 kids and being able to handle that.
Yep.
He was
you guys have
amazing.
been great. Thank you so much for joining us today.
We all have to get together again. We all need to get together in some city. The guys, Joan, from your season, and some of us can get together and have dinner. That would be so fun, wouldn't it?
Definitely.
Yeah, we need to plan that. That sounds like a really hard thing to plan, but maybe we could just set it up and just say, if you want to come.
Well, actually,
we're still trying to plan Girls Week next year.
Wait, I know someone actually who used to do event planning until she became a star of a TV show. That would be you, Joan. So
volunteer me for this.
I just volunteered you. Get planning.
And then I'll let you ladies know too, because we're in the midst of putting together a Golden Bachelorette guy trip.
We're going to crash.
And we've got, I think, 19 to 20 guys that have committed to do it. We can't give any details because we're still working on that. We'll know more on Wednesday.
All we want are dates.
That is right around the corner.
I'm invited.
You're invited.
Well, Joan's
bringing us.
Joan's the star.
Gotta love the girls.
That's
Yeah,
right.
she needs her girls. All right. Well, listen, we love getting to chat with you guys. Thanks for joining us. Be sure to follow Bachelor Happy Hour. We have new episodes coming out. If you like this one with Joan and Chock, we're going to do it again sometime.
Make sure you keep submitting your questions to us because without you, there wouldn't be us. And I'm so happy that you join us every week. And you remember what to do? Go to bachelornation.com/golden hour, or you can DM us on Instagram at Bachelor Happy Hour.
Thank you, ladies.
Listen to Bachelor Happy Hour's Golden Hour on the iHeartRadio app or wherever you listen to podcasts. Until next time, have a great week.
See you
Thank
soon.
you.
We love you.
Bye.